Check one, check two, we're going live. We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? La la la. La 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 la. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Good morning, everybody. Wait for the stream to kick in. We're streaming live here on YouTube. Good morning, wherever you are. Hare Hare. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? Whoa! Talk about a low information day. We're going to talk about Barron Trump. Barron Trump, right? It's the great son of Donald J. Trump, the 6'7" boy, right? As Trump calls him. That's my boy. 18 years old, now making his first, it looks like his first public appearance without any buffer. They used to be very protective, Melania and President Trump, of Barron to keep him not visually out of the public, but vocally. Don't say anything to the press, right? Because they'll twist it, but not anymore. Barron Trump is the reason why it's significant is because it's the president's son. He's 18 years old. Trump has already annihilated it looks like, or captured the black vote. He's captured the Spanish vote, the Latino vote, right? Right now he's going for the kids, right? Look, Trump's kid is 18 years old. If you want to say Trump is a failed man, a bad father, a bad person, look at his darling kids, right? All of them are pretty much scandal free. You would think the president's son, with all their glit and glamour, would have scandal. And none of them have. And now it looks like Barron Trump, 6'7" years old, 6'7", 6'7", 18 years old, is ready to hit the campaign trail. So we'll just have a look. You know, he's been in the public eye. He's been in he was the first son in the White House as a little kid. And it's right up there with JFK Jr. And is he going to run for political office? I don't know. First, you got to get Trump back as a president. And then, but what we don't have so far, this is what we don't have. What we do have is lots of pretty pictures and images of Barron Trump walking with Dada. But what we don't have is anything of him speaking. Right? We don't have Barron Trump going on the record with a political opinion. Right? That's what we need next now. Or maybe that they're tweaking him for the RNC convention. Barron Trump could give a keynote address or a speech, and that could be his debut into the political fray, right? And again, I think it's significant because he's 18 years old and he could win the hearts and minds of people of that age. All right, which is, unbelievable, right? Then now you're talking landslide. If all the, quote, Bernie Sanders tried and true, all that age group, that, I don't know, anywhere from 18 to 30, right? If they start to flock to Trump because of something Barron Trump said, it might be a deal breaker. It might be a game changer, not a deal breaker, game changer, and or it could backfire. Kids could say, "I never want to be like that fucking kid, man. Look at that kid; he's a mess." Right? People could say that about Barron Trump, but immaculately dressed, always polite. It seems to be always present. He's a sharp kid. So we're going to look at Trump's offspring. And there he is, man. There's Barron Trump. Good morning, everybody in the chat. William R. Hall reporting that it is humid in Syracuse. It's been really hot, really hot and messy. It's only 81 right now, but it's going up to about 92 here in Northeast Pennsylvania. It's been consistently in the 90s on like around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So the heat wave continues in the northeast of the United States. Willie Diggs is here. Good morning, Willie. Quantum Epic and Vinny D. Martini. What's up, Vinny? Vinny's in the house as well. And everybody else is lurking. My name is Marcus Conti. And we talk about these subjects and other subjects or whatever else is in the news right now. It looks like, in my view, top story, a new surrogate on the trail for Trump happens to be his 18-year-old handsome, tall, handsome male boy, son, now on the campaign trail, game changer, just got accepted into college. He'll be in college in September and October and November. I don't know. They haven't announced what college he went to yet, but we'll soon find out, I'm sure. We need that interview. We need the interview. Barron Trump, come on over to the Morning Report. I'll do your interview. I'll give you a fair shake. We'll talk. We'll talk about stuff. And so we're going to look at Barron Trump. I also want to talk about Sadhguru. You heard of this guy, Sadhguru? He said some interesting things in the past, but I'm disagreeing with him on his take on cannabis. He's talking about the enlightened state and something that didn't pertain to him. But anyway, we'll talk about it. I think he's just one of those. There's a lot of arrogant people in the spiritual world, spiritual materialists who come over from India and because they have a fucking Swami hat on, they think everybody's supposed to. I got a turban, man. I know more about spirit than you do. Fuck you. Right. Every morning, Morning Report. We're live, philosophical, educational, trying to get to the bottom of the facts of the matter. What is actually happening in our world, and what is fact and what is fiction. Every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, great United States of America. The reruns appear on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Facebook, Twitter, Getter, Truth Social, and wherever else you consume social media. Get your white privilege out of here! Read the case. We're coming to public hearing. It's only 4 months away. 4 months away. Right around on election, the day before Election Day and on Election Day, we're going to have a hearing in the case of Marcus Conti versus the Brooklyn Hospital and Joshua Wright. That's Joshua Wright who told me to get my white privilege out of here. He's being sued. New York State Division of Human Rights has found probable cause for the racist, I'll call him racist Joshua Wright. So we'll keep on that. Anybody else who wants to, I'm open for an interview. If anybody wants to interview me, anybody out there who has a show, you want to interview me on this white privilege case? I think it's a great case. I think it's instrumental where these racist laws have been written to, I guess, elevate black, suppress white. But in this case, it seems to be working the other way. I guess, or just elevating the truth. I don't know if I got that right, but we'll figure it out. PayPal, Patreon, Zelle. That's how you could support the program. Let's start here. This is fucked up right here. Now, overnight, Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor bodyguards shoot would-be carjacker outside her home. Oh, man, this is getting ugly in America. Why are people attacking the Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor? Well, it turns out it's his name is Kendrell Flowers, right? Some young black kid, and he's wielding a gun. 2 deputy U.S. Marshals shot a would-be carjacker who pulled a gun on him while they were guarding Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor's home in D.C. Another attempt on the carjack. What were they jacking the car, trying to steal the car, Mr. Flowers? Kendrell Flowers. I don't have any blacks fighting videos queued up, but I certainly have Kendrell Flowers shooting at the Supreme Court justice. Now, this story won't be big, and it won't be important in the mainstream media. Why? Because it's another black kid with a gun shooting and stealing and trying to kill somebody. Right? That's all it really is, right? So Sotomayor, she wasn't even there. She didn't. There's the gun the kid had in his pocket. Where's the picture? They didn't even publish the picture. He was charged with carjacking, pistol possession. Right? Not a racist crime, right? But if he was a white guy doing that to one of the justices, then he would have been a Trump fucking stool pigeon. He would have been Trump, conspiracy theorist, right? And thrown in jail for 30 years for seditious conspiracy to overthrow the United States government. Right? But Mr. Kendrell Flowers, 18 years old, no problem. He's just going to get a slap in the wrist. He'll spend a couple of months in the mental institution, and they'll let him out again, right? But it's that's the time the times we live in. Miss Sonia Sotomayor, possible attempt on a life. I don't know. Weevil Girl's here. Good morning, Weevil Girl. Colossal Bigfoot as well has joined the crowd. Look at the polls before we go forward. Emerson polling away. They've got overall general election Trump by 4. With Kennedy, West, and Stein. Without Kennedy, West, and Stein, Trump by 3. That's interesting. Yeah, that's about right. Whenever you tally in the Kennedy, West, and Stein in this election, Trump tends to go up a little bit. Look at this. Trump versus Harris, Trump by 6. Trump versus Newsom, Trump by 8. Trump versus Whitmer, Trump by 10, right? Where's Trump versus Michelle Obama? That's the one we want to see. Come on, man. These are Senate seats, go blue. But look at the red. Whenever Trump's name is in the poll, it's Trump winning. Oh, amazing. Nevada, Pennsylvania by 5, Wisconsin by 3, Georgia 5, Arizona 4. This is a landslide. No doubt about it. No doubt about the landslide here. And Democrats are working hard to get their guy out. George Stephanopoulos, the talking head, interviewed Joe Biden the other day, a few days after his debate debacle. And he couldn't put out the fire. George Stephanopoulos is on the record saying, I don't think Biden can serve 4 more years. Right? So George Stephanopoulos, the sound of the video isn't very good. So I'm not going to play it at TMZ. Some guy asked him in the street, what do you think about Biden? And he said, I don't think he can, what did he say exactly? I don't think Biden can serve 4 more years. He's heard saying. And George Stephanopoulos doesn't deny what he said to the pedestrian. So therefore the story is true. Right, so there's the great George Stephanopoulos. That was one of Bill Clinton's favorite people in the whole world at the time, and he says off the record or on the record, Good Morning America host says, I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's got the fortitude. So Joe Biden spiraling down the toilet. Right, have some fucking dignity, man. Hey, Joe Biden, have some class, right? Have some basic respect for humanity, right? When all of the humans around you, right? You're surrounded by humans, whether you like it or not. And they tell you, Joe, that there's a problem with your cognitive ability, that what you're saying is not up to par with a person firing on all cylinders, Joe. So it's time. Why don't you do the right thing for the country and for your own family and your own, and get out of the race. Get out of the race. There's nobody. I don't think Joe Biden has anybody around him that can tell him that. Right? All they care about is themselves. If I stay president, there's nothing wrong. I don't suffer because of being president. The country will suffer from my judgments, but I don't suffer. Right? That's probably the way he thinks. What do I got to lose if I stay as president, or I try to rerun and hand the ball over to Trump again? Because that's what's going to happen. Right? This scenario only ends two ways. It ends with, well, a few ways. The first way it ends is Biden resigns, hands the torch to the vice president, Kamala Harris, and then there's no more discussion. Now everybody, every Democrat is going to fall in line with Democrats, with Kamala Harris and vote that way. The Democrats will never turn their back on the incumbent president unless it's Joe Biden and he's losing his mind. It's rare that the party, the incumbent party will turn on the incumbent president. That's one way it can turn out. Or Joe says, I'm just not going to run, and he finishes out his term. And then that's, in my view, that's better for democracy. Appointing Kamala Harris is a disaster. You're going to have this very, very out-of-touch, pompous, unelected, unliked person running the country for months. So that's not good for the country. The best for the country is Joe to just simply say, I'm not going to rerun, and let the competition begin. Let the rock stars appear. If Kamala Harris wants to run for president, then let her do so. Right? And let the people hear them out. Right? Or Joe Biden just says, fuck you. The third scenario is Joe Biden says, no, I'm able to do it. And he goes on and he just loses to Trump. Right? So those are the three scenarios. The three scenarios with Biden is, one, he resigns and hands the torch to Kamala Harris and remains president, and then it's a free-for-all. And then, or the third is that he continues on the current trajectory and simply just gets blown out by Trump. So here's some of what I just said. Right now, Biden is giving a speech in Washington, D.C. For NATO. Right? I'm not senile, by the way. It's 100 fucking degrees in here right now. I'm doing this show and it's 100 degrees. I got a fan, but I don't like air conditioning. There's no air conditioning in my abode. But there's fans, but it's very hot. It's very, very hot, and it gets when it's hot like that. Well, like this, kind of slows down your mental facility. Now, Joe Biden can't claim, because it's summer and it's hot, that's why I'm slowing down. No, he's surrounded. He's in fucking super air condition all the time. Every car, every plane, every facility. The only time Joe Biden may sweat is when he's walking outside. And unless they've figured that one out too, like blowing cold air at him while he's walking so he doesn't fall over. They got the Joe Biden fucking outside air conditioner, right? It's like a turbo fucking jet engine that blows ice cold air at him so he doesn't pass out from the heat. Right? So what are these people talking about?
NATO summit overnight. He started off with some strong words on the Ukraine war.
And we know Putin won't stop at Ukraine. But make no mistake, Ukraine can and will stop Putin.
But then, true to form, he started stumbling.
Yeah.
For 5 additional strategic air defense systems.
I don't know what he said there.
Weevil Girl says he just has a bad cold. He has a bad cold. That's what the Democrats are trying to sell us. He had a bad cold. Jean Perret, the press secretary, says, I don't lie. I come out here every day and I tell the truth. And Joe Biden has a cold.
And then as he started walking off stage, he clearly had no idea where he was or who he was with.
Where am I? This way, Joe. We're going that way? Bye. Let's go. Yeah, it's pathetic. He's not a leader.
Douglas, this just goes to the point that you were making earlier, that he's not being taken seriously on the world stage. We're talking an important global event, the NATO summit, where the Ukraine war is being discussed, an important discussion, and yet the president doesn't know where he is. He's becoming a joke.
Well, we've had this week the news that he usually gets a briefing that includes, I mean, this is horrible to say, it's so cruel, but he apparently gets these briefings where it shows photographs of how to get to the stage, where the podium is, where to walk on, where to walk off.
Yeah.
You can't really pretend that this is a man at the height of his powers, or even with any real powers.
There's a good report by Sky News Australia. Sky News Australia really coming clean on Biden's condition. They've been really good reporting. Sky News Australia.
It's very sad, and I think that, you know, the people who support the Democrats in America or would like to vote against Trump should just reflect on what their instinct is when they see something like that.
Yeah.
Do they think this guy has got another 4 years in him, or do they think, as many of us do, this is cruel of Jill Biden and Hunter Biden and the rest of the family not to be saying to him, step down now, Joe, allow a new generation to come in, leave with some dignity, protect your legacy, and pass the baton on.
That's right.
It's cruel that they're not saying that.
They're not.
And there's going to be just more and more of this. And just one other quick thing.
His immediate circle is not telling him. That's a good point, right? Look, when at some point in life, you got to have at least a handful of people that you can say, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you think? Right? And then shut up and listen. I think Trump has quite a number of those people around him. Joe Biden has. I don't think he has the. I think he may even have those people, but again, it's the bigger question is, Joe Biden obviously doesn't give a shit about you or me or the country. He cares about the Biden fucking name, right? Jill and Hunter, what do you think? Well, I don't see how you being senile in the White House really, really hurts us. You still have power. Right? That's what I think it is.
You know, the job of the President of the United States is not just to occasionally read an auto cue in front of allies. It is much.
So Joe Biden is down there at NATO in Washington reading from the auto cue. He doesn't know anything about what's happening, or he never speaks off the record. All he does, he's told, show up, there's air conditioning, Joe, don't shit your pants, here's the instructions to get on stage, read, and shut up and get off. Right? That's all he does.
Much more than that. It is directing policy. It is deciding policy. He does these speeches where he gets sort of angry. He can whip himself up into an anger still sometimes when reading the auto cue. But if he meant what he just said about Ukraine, then why has America not been providing Ukraine with all of the weaponry it's been asking for in this period? Whether you agree with it or not, Biden says, you know, we're gonna stop Vladimir Putin, but then
Colossal Bigfoot says, I don't think it'll be Biden or Trump. They got to keep you on the edge of seat for this series. Wow, that's interesting. Neither, right? I haven't thought of that one. It's neither, right? If it's neither Trump or Biden, then you're talking about either Harris or you're talking about. I don't see how Trump loses to Harris. I don't see how Trump loses to, RFK. I don't see how Trump loses to Stein, West, or Kennedy. Not RFK. Yeah, RFK. I don't see how Trump loses to any of those people. I do see how it can get very competitive if Trump runs against Oprah or Michelle Obama, right? It has to be a larger than life character to beat Trump, because Trump is a skilled media guy, but Oprah is 2 or 3 times as savvy as Trump, in my opinion. Trump is very, very media savvy, obviously, but Oprah is no fool, right? So you need somebody of that caliber, someone who has no problem answering questions, no problem being put on the spot. Right? Other than that, then no one's going to beat Trump.
And doesn't act on it. I think these are sort of, it feels like a late empire problem, and I hope it's not.
Well, look, let's hope that it's not.
A late empire problem. What does that mean? Late empire problem, meaning that he's the king and it really doesn't matter. He's just a representation of the policies, and whether he's cognitive or anything, even as long as he's still alive, right? And the will of the king, right? That's what it is, man. Maybe that's what it is. Late empire stuff. Right? The great late United States, right?
And just on that point, you know, he's got these big photos of how he needs to walk from the stage to
William R. Hall says Bruce Willis for president.
the podium.
David Brown says okra. Oh, orca.
There's reports that White House advisors for more than a year have had to aggressively manage his schedule, his movements, his interactions. You know, Douglas, how long can the White
Zitsu Kuda says Trump challenges Joe Biden to $1 million charity golf match and will give Biden 20-stroke lead. 20 strokes, that's a lot. That's a lot. But Biden, if he's not a golfer, you can't fucking win. Because it'd take you 20 strokes to get one ball in. If you don't play golf's a hard game. You think it's easy, a bunch of old men swatting balls. Try it. Try to hit a fucking golf ball 400 yards. It's like straight, right? It's hard. It's harder to hit than a baseball.
House and Jill Biden, as you mentioned, the Biden family, how long can they really keep up this facade if he is to go another term?
Oh, they can't. They can't. It's perfectly clear, and with every day, they just can't keep it up.
No.
I mean, they will for a little time, but the longer they leave it, the more humiliating it's going to be for everybody, not least America. The harder it'll be for the Democrats to find a candidate or a running mate and a candidate who can be introduced to the American public in time for the polls in November.
Right.
You know, the longer the Bidens leave this, the worse it is for the Bidens, the worse it is for America, and the worse it is for their political party. You know, that's what makes no sense.
I disagree that it's worse for the Bidens. The Bidens don't care. That's the point. They're in power, and there's no power to be gained from relinquishing power. It's just like the Kennedys. Not the Kennedys, the Clintons, right? Nobody cared that Hillary Clinton wasn't liked or wasn't an inspiring person, was very, vicious to other people and condescending and negative. They didn't care about that. All they care about is, can she seize power and maintain it?
Sense. When your political opponents are running rings around you and ridiculing you, when your rivals on the world stage...
Get your hands off of that little boy. Get your hand. Look at Joe Biden kissing the little boy. I gotta kiss you, I'm gonna kiss you.
Mocking. When your own side is saying, in the name of God, go, and you cling on, there's something cruel about that. There's something very unusual about it, certainly.
Right. I don't think it's that cruel and unusual. I just think it's a little early. It's a little premature, right? He just fucked up the debate not even a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It takes a while. It takes a while to sink in. Right. So let's talk about Barron Trump. First, let's look at the markets. Ding, dong, dang, dang. How's the markets doing? How are the markets doing today? Boom. NASDAQ up 80. Dow up 15. S&P 500 up 14. All green again. Markets are going up, man. This is a hard. Trump has a hard argument to make that the stock market and the economy sucks. Not when you look at the market, it's actually way up. Look at TQQ, 83 TQQQ, 3 Qs, 83.34 a share. I'm ready to jump out the window on that one. I gave it to you at 30. I gave it to you at 40. Way back when, I even said at 16, this is a steal. Now it's $83. That's the ETF that follows the NASDAQ, triple. So that's going up. That's going up, up. NVIDIA up another $2.30. Google up $1. Apple up $1. Amazon up 50 cents. Meta up another $2. Microsoft $1. And that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin up 700 today. 735 right now. Rivian, 16, excuse me. Rivian, $16 a share on the news that Volkswagen is going to pump $5 billion into the company. Rivian, again, I've always said that would be in 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, that's going to be a very, very high flyer, Rivian. That's just my thought about it because of the way that the deal was constructed. There's a lot of very deep pockets in on Rivian, and it's a growing electric vehicle maker, and they had an exclusive deal with Amazon, but I still think it's going to be a high flyer way down the road, and now it's time to almost get out of the sun. All right, so out of the heat. Barron Trump makes an appearance. Here it is, Barron Trump. His debut on the campaign trail. Oops. And I just blew it. What a jerk. What a jerk. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did it. Oh, man, I lost the fucking clip. I lost it. Oh, no. Oh, no, Barron Trump. Barron Trump. Hold on. That's the number one. Barron Trump. Oh shit. Barron Trump video. I'm going to try to find it again. Where the fuck is it? Barron Trump. Where is Barron Trump? Let's see. Where is it?
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, you ready? All right.
Also today, former President Trump spoke exclusively with our sister station Telemundo 51 about his legal troubles and...
That's not it. Let's see where else I can find it. Where is Barron Trump? Barron Trump gets standing ovation. We'll watch it here. Ready? So here's the... I had it queued up, but here it is.
He's now going to college, got into every college he wanted to, and he made his choice. And he's a very good guy, I'll tell you. You know,
this is unprecedented because they've almost historically, completely hidden Barron from the spotlight, right? By never really mentioning him. Just it's my son. Right? So now he's in his suit and he's on the campaign trail. Right? No T-shirts.
a very young man. He's now going to college, got into every college
It looks like he means business.
he wanted to, and he made his choice. And he's a very good guy, I'll tell you. You know, I'm not allowed to call them boy, but he is my boy. He's my boy. They're all my boys, right? When you have sons, you can be any age. They're your boy. They're always going to be. And he's a very special guy. Barron Trump. This is the first time he's heard Barron.
This is Trump plugging his son, man. Plugging the son.
Where is Barron?
We need to hear him speak. Barron, please speak. Say something. We need to know that you're not just a handsome face. We need to know that there's something behind the striking looks.
Look at him.
He looks like he's making a run for politics. He's in. Here's the other sons.
That's the first time he's done it. That's the first time, right? Hey, you're pretty popular. He might be more popular than Don and Eric. We got to talk about this. Hey, Don, we got to talk about this, huh? All right. So, Barron, it's good to have you. Welcome to the scene, Barron. I don't know. He had such a nice, easy life. Now it's a little bit changed. Anyway, a special guy, right?
So that's Barron Trump, right? And what else do we know about him? Here he is. This is historically. I'm gonna get rid of these sounds. There's Barron Trump, right? There's the what a resume, right? What a resume. Oh, I boarded. It looks good. Right? I boarded Air Force One. I've hung out. I got my own little room there. I lived in the White House for 4 years. I've been to the best parties in the world. I've shook hands with Putin and fucking Zelensky and all those guys. I know them all. Joe Biden tried to grab my ass once. I fucking pulled away and tried to kiss me when I was a little kid. And what else? What else? Here's Trump at his looking very, very. He's looking very presidential. Here he is at a funeral. Give him a break. But very tall, somebody blowing fucking smoke. Oh, it's the... He's a big boy. Look how big he is. He's towering over people. 6'7". Wow. It's a huge dude. He looks like Mama. Looks like Mama. He looks more like Mama than Dada. You guys are talking about Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey by Ingersoll Lockwood, written 100 years ago. In the book, Barron Trump's dad is the president. Weird. Yeah. A lot of people have said a lot of things. That's interesting if they got the names right. You could talk about somebody, somebody's kid and their father is the president, but if they actually got the name Barron Trump, that's fascinating. I find that fascinating. What else? So we're looking at videos of the prospective possible entry into the campaign trail. This handsome guy, is he going to win over the young vote? Right? They keep saying Trump is a fucking a loser and a criminal, but look at his kids. Look at his beautiful wife. Look at his kids. Everybody is pretty balanced. Here he is too. Right. I don't like that look. I like his current look. He looks a little. I'm not digging the haircut there, but very fashionable, very tall, very fashionable. And what else? Get a little more. There's Trump and his kid. Hey, I love this kid.
2021.
I love this kid. He's my kid. He's my kid. He's my kid. Who's this? All right. This is all we have. This is all we have on Barron Trump. We know that he's now stepping onto the campaign trail. Does it matter? Who cares? Well, I care. I think it's significant because of his age and because he's young and he's handsome. And I find it hard to believe that he's not a good mouthpiece. He's going to all the best colleges. I'm sure he could read from the prompter immaculately and perfectly.
They're finally.
There's Trump. There he is walking down. That's as a young man. That's when he first moved into the White House. It was like, okay. It's like, yeah. Looks a little uneasy right there. But I'm good. We're walking. $29 shirt. All right, so that's Barron Trump. What else? What else we got? Here's another compilation of Trump. All right. Would you want to be Barron Trump? Right? If you could switch seats and start over again, and you open your eyes one day, and you're the son of the president, the young son of the president, right? And all of that entails, right? What is it? What do you do, right? Is it an immediate move into politics? Have you been breeded for politics, or is it the last thing in the world you want to do? Well, it looks like the former, because he's stepping into the ring, right? And now, if you attack Barron Trump, no matter what you say about this kid, now once you enter the ring, then it's not attacking Trump's kid anymore, right? Once you go to the podium, once Barron Trump steps to the podium and makes a political statement, it's open season on Barron Trump, right? So he better be ready for that, right? Because the media is going to be merciless on him, right? They're going to try to fucking tear him apart. And finally, I'm gonna leave you with this. I don't know if I agree. I'm listening to Sadhguru, this dude, And I don't know if I really agree with him. I watched an interview with him on Rogan. Here's his unspoken truth about cannabis. Let's listen to this, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Marcus Conte reporting.
In this state, everything is effortless. You can effectively use your body and mind at its best.
Yes. Okay.
A certain scientist in the United States was working on the impact of cannabis on human consciousness. For almost 18 years, the United States government gave him 30 kgs of marijuana per year to experiment. 18 years of experimentation, he produced nothing. So during the late 80s, when the drug situation was getting bad and they cut this quota, 30 kgs of marijuana that they were giving him, there's nothing doing. We don't know where it's going. He tried to explain that he has done so many things, but still it's not come to conclusion. But they said nothing doing and cut the marijuana quota. So he moved to Israel.
So Sadhguru is pointing out that this cannabis jerk got all his money and he didn't find out anything, right? So far, that's just he's isolating one bad situation, one bad example.
The Israeli government looked at his work and they decided to give him. So they gave him the same 30 kilos of marijuana for another 6 to 8 years. Then he came up with this. He actually produced proof that within the human brain, every human brain, there are millions of cannabis receptors. So this information, what to do with this, they do not.
Millions of cannabis receptors in the brain. How ridiculous, right? Oh yeah, it's specific to cannabis. No. Is it specific to blueberries or lettuce or carrots? No. It's stupid.
No, they threw it across. They gave it to the anthropologists, they gave it to the physiologists, they gave it to the neurologists, they gave it to all kinds of people.
This is, by the way, Sadhguru, this is called barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree right now.
There are millions of cannabis receptors in the human brain. What is the explanation? How? Why? So anthropologists said maybe at some point in history, maybe everybody was doping.
And he still calls, he's referring to cannabis as doping, right? It's right up there with heroin and crack cocaine.
Which cannot be, because in many parts of the world it doesn't even grow. So various kinds of explanations came, nothing sensible came out of it. Then the neurologists, after about 2.5 years of looking into this in various levels, they said, when human being is in a certain state of experience, the human system itself produces the necessary chemicals for which it is waiting.
Right. So you have to create the experience and then the chemicals follow.
These millions of cannabis receptors are waiting for you to produce it. Those who could not produce it, they try to put it from outside and damage the system. Look at me, I'm always blissed out. Look into my…
You're not always blissed out. Here's Sadhguru saying, I'm always blissed out. No, you seem very arrogant. At times, he seems tremendously arrogant.
Since I'm stoned. Never been on a substance, but always stoned.
You've never been on a substance? You've never drank coffee? You've never had good food that makes you… A substance, food is a substance that makes you feel good. Good vegan, good vegetarian meal is a substance.
Because the very system does this. In India, there's been enormous, in the yogic systems, there's enormous focus on the pineal gland.
Yeah, and the yogis of India also, for centuries, have known about cannabis. Anyway, I don't like this guy. I'm going to pass on.
For a long time, the modern medicine almost ignored it because it's not concerned about day-to-day health situations. Today, the maximum that they have come to is they are beginning to say the secretions of the pineal gland, if they're active, there will be no mood swings in you. That's not the point. There is a whole…
Look, the bottom line is, if you want… Without mindfulness meditation, without placing one's attention on mindfulness, right? Developing concentration in the mind, none of these things will work. If you think just smoking cannabis is suddenly going to make your mind fall in place and make you feel good, and you're wrong. You're dead wrong, man. So anyway, Marcus Conte reporting.
system of yoga to activate the pineal gland. If you activate this and if it generates sufficient amount of secretion, you will be ecstatic every moment of your life. Simply every cell in your body will be bursting all the time. Now when you're like this, if you eat, if you don't eat, if you sleep, if you don't sleep, nothing matters because you're blissed out. In this state, everything is effortless. You can function at the best because you can effectively use your body and mind at its best. There's enough medical proof for this. Only when you're in utmost pleasantness, you can explore the full potential of what it is when you are in a sustained level of pleasantness within you. Otherwise, you're a damn issue by yourself. It doesn't work. Whatever the effort that human being is making, whether he goes to the temple, goes to the bar, wants to go to heaven, this is the whole effort, isn't it? He wants something larger than what is happening now to happen to him. Look at this simply. Something more will happen only if your perception is enhanced, not otherwise. So the whole system of yoga is only focused towards enhancing your perception. If your perception is enhanced, something more, you don't have to look for it. It is happening in such proportions, you have to learn to handle it. Big things will happen.